Fire Princess Lily here with another Transgirl C, where we talk about comics, cartoons, and other awesome nerd shit. Well, last week I said that we'd either be talking about OKKO, Let's Be Heroes, or because the previous book had just come out, we'd be talking about things that you should be looking for come November. And, well, it's exactly what we're doing. We're going with the previews, what you should be looking for in November. Now, this is just a list of things that I think that are coming out in that month. They're going to be super keen, that I think you should take a look into, that I think are going to be great. To start us off is our runner-up, our honorable mention, Rasputin, the Voice of the Dragon. The tagline is, the two men responsible for Hellboy will be facing off. And so, that's from Dark Horse. It looks pretty interesting. It's kind of why it's an honorable mention rather than, oh yeah, you totally gotta get this, because I can kind of see where some people might not be all that into that, especially if you don't care for Hellboy. I don't know why you wouldn't, but sure. After that is our actual kind of mentions here. Vixens from Archie Comics, which it's done by Jamie Rotante and one of my favorite artists, Eva Cabrera, and it is basically, there's a really tough gang in Riverdale. That's right, Riverdale. And they're called the Vixens, and they're headed by Betty and Veronica. They're the leaders of this very notorious tough gang. And that is really all the information that they provide in the book, so I'm not sure what to go off on that, other than that. And I'm all for watching Betty and Veronica have free agency over themselves and be tough gang chicks, so this totally works for me personally. After that, moving right along, from Image Studios we have The Port of Earth. Now this is by Zach Kaplan and Andrea Moody. I'm probably mispronouncing that. I'm really bad at that. There's going to be a name that I'm going to really butcher later. But before we get to that, let's continue with The Port of Earth. Now, The Port of Earth is going to be a sci-fi comic, which begs the question, what if aliens came to our planet not to start war, or offer peace, or any of that? They came strictly to sell us stuff. They came to set up shop and make deals and barters and trades with us. I'm not sure why they would, but that's what The Port of Earth is going to take a look at, which sounds really boring, but that's basically the top layer. The under layer is going to be about aliens who break port restrictions, and they wreak havoc across the planet, and it's up to agents of a newly established government, it's a newly established government agency, and their job is to track these aliens down and drag them back to the Port of Earth, and offer them citations or something. We'll find out how that goes. But I do think that that's kind of an interesting concept, because we've never really looked at extraterrestrial life forms in a way of, oh, they're trying to sell stuff to us. We always look at them as either the harbingers of destruction or the bringers of ultimate wisdom and knowledge. And this is kind of like a nice, probably some basis in reality if aliens ever were to show up on our planet. So check out The Port of Earth. It comes out, this all comes out in November. So, Moving right along, also from Image Studios is a book called Coyote. It's going to be by writers Sean Lewis and Caitlin Yarsky. And really, it's sort of a reimagining of Red Riding Hood. Now, there are legions of wolves, and they're along the border of whatever world this is set in. And they're hunting women down viciously. Just women are disappearing left and right, being killed. And a group of survivors band together to take the fight to the wolves. Now, I don't know if it's going to be actual four-legged wolves, like hunting women down and whatever. I don't know if it's going to be werewolves. I don't know if the Wolves is just the name of a terrible, terrible group of people who are killing women. I have no idea. It could be any one of those things. This is a reimagining. It looks like it centers around a detective named Frank Coffey, who's trying to make sense of, like, this mythical. It's a bloodbath of mythic proportions, as the book describes it. He's trying to make sense of it, and he comes across a little girl named Red. And Red has a sword and a secret. And I guess we'll be discovering what that secret is in the pages of Coyotes. And I'm actually really kind of looking forward to that. The cover is of a little girl. She has 2 katanas on her back and bloody hands. And I'm not really big into, like, the gore scene or anything, but anything about young girls kicking the crap out of stuff, that's all up my alley. All up it. So check out Coyotes. I think that's one is going to be really, really neat. So let's see, we talked about the Port of Earth, we talked about Coyotes, talked about Vixen. So up next on our list is from Black Mass Studios. It's called Black AF, or As Fuck, America's Sweetheart. And here's the name I'm going to butcher. The writer is Kwanzaa Osjefa? I'm so sorry if you watch this video and you're like, wow, that girl really butchered the fuck out of my name. I just did. Really badly. I tried to look it up and how to pronounce it and I couldn't find anything, and I'm so sorry. That's the writer. The artist is Jennifer Johnson. Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. About your name. That I messed up your name, Kwanzaa. So bad. But Black AF, America's Sweetheart, takes place after the events of Black, which was also by Black Mass Studios, which gave us a world where only people of color, black people specifically, had superpowers. And it was a big government conspiracy. They were trying to, like, cover it up, keep it on the down low, because other people would go crazy and be super fearful and whatever, but it all gets exposed in Black. And so there's a little recap for you. So America's Sweetheart, Black AF, America's Sweetheart, takes place after that. Ellie Franklin, she's a 15-year-old girl in rural Montana, and she discovers that she is one of these empowered black people, because not all black people have superpowers. It's like, I think the comic said it was like 35% of black people, or, you know, it was a significant number, but not the majority of the black populations. But Ellie discovers that not only does she have these amazing powers, she's one of the most powerful metas on the planet. And so there's growing tensions between black people and other people because they're scared of empowered black people, which is a silly thing to be afraid of, because but that's how society would work, so I understand. I still think it's silly of them, but I understand that that's exactly how society works, or would work, and so it makes sense in a storytelling perspective. So Ellie, becomes the superhero good girl, and her only mission is to help people and try to, quell some of these fears. She wants racial tensions to go down because, it affects her. And that's her whole thing. She just wants to help people quell fears. And then a terrorist organization, or just a terrorist themselves, is looking to cause trouble. They could destroy everything she's trying to protect. And so that's what that's going to be about. It's going to be about her helping people and trying to keep control of all of that, all her hard work. So definitely check that out. Once again, that's Black AF from Black Mass Studios. So that's our number 2 slot. Kind of doing this in sort of an order from what I'm least excited about to what I'm most excited about. What I'm least excited about didn't even make the list, so, but I have an order to this. So that was number 2. Let's talk about number 1, because I am hella pumped for this. Coming out in November from Clamp Studios. Clamp Studios. It's been a while since they've actually produced anything, and so that's one of the reasons I'm super excited there. I just haven't been paying attention. But it's Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Cards. It is a new series for Cardcaptor Sakura. It takes place right after the first series ended. So it's like boom, boom, right after. So, oh my goodness. I am so pumped for this, like the terrible weeb I am, because it's card captors. I love card captors. I grew up on card captors. It's so good. I don't know why the lighting's going up and down. I don't know. I'm sorry about that. But I am just pumped. Right. Card captors. Clear cards. November. It takes place right after Cardcaptor Sakura. Sakura and, as the American audience knows them, Lee. His name is Soran. They're going to high school. And Sakura thinks that her life is going to be perfectly cool now. All the cloud cards have been captured. She's in control of them. It's all great. One day her cards they blank out. Her cards go blank, and she doesn't know what that means. And on top of that, she's discovering new abilities and powers that she has herself. And it's going to be so. I don't know why the cloud cards or the Sakura cards are going to go blank. I'm really hoping they're going to explain that. Maybe the cloud cards were all a big test to establish her as a great wizard like Cloud was. I don't know if that's what they're going to do. Maybe. It does say that she's discovering new powers that she has to think about. Maybe it's an evil force that's making them go clear. I don't know. But I'm so pumped and excited. I can't not be excited. I love Mahou Shoujo, magical girl anime so very much, and Cardcaptor Sakura is one of my favorite animes, mangas by far. It goes right up on my top 10 list every time. So it's really good. It's so good. And so I'm really hoping this is going to be great too. I was really disappointed in Tsubasa. Tsubasa Chronicles, it was okay. I just didn't care for the ending, and one day, maybe we'll talk about the ending if you didn't read it. So, definitely, November, check that out. It's Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Cards. It's manga from Clamp Studios. I'm so excited about this. I will be doing a video, kind of like I did with the Runaways, where I'm going to try to catch everybody up to speed and give you a big, broad, basic synopsis of what happened in the first series, so that way you can jump right into clear cards. Now, there are probably websites you can find the original at and you can read. You might be able to hunt down all the volumes yourself and buy them and read them. I would totally suggest that because it's really great and really your series need to have. But it's not affordable for everybody. I will try to paint the best picture I can so that you'll know what's going on when it happens. And that's it. That's my picks for November. So check all those out. I think they're going to be really enjoyable. And I can't think of a person, or I can think of some people who wouldn't enjoy some of them. But I think that these particular ones will speak to a very broad audience. So, check those out. Next week, what will we be talking about? Am I finally going to talk about OKKO Let's Be Heroes? No, I'm not. It's not that I don't want to talk about it. I just keep getting other things to talk about. Last week I said if you missed it, you should check it out. High Five Fight Club. that's going to be our video next week. We're going to talk about Hi-Fi Fight Club. There's not a lot for me to talk about because there's a single issue, but I just have a feeling that I can ramble about it for a real long time. It's going to be great. Just stick around, check it out. So until next time, love comics, love cartoons, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.